Yeah, hi guys, this is Nifa Isalano, chief host for Kenya TV for Tele-Africans in Switzerland. This week I'm going to talk about what took place event in Geneva at the WHO. I had a chance to witness for the first time in my life how the medicine is being controlled at the WHO. So day one was 21st of May and it was on Sunday. They had a chance to brief about the health management and the proper usage of the production of medicine, the correct dosage and its side effects. For naturally, it was really a good deal at the WHO because it's the first time that they had a chance to reduce the percentage of medicine all over the world up to 10%. So this is advantage for the governments and also the patients. Now, day two was 22nd of May. I was invited to join different organizations, including the public health students from California and Netherlands and also Switzerland, and some organizations with including the different kind of doctors. So we had a briefing from 2 o'clock until 6 o'clock talking about how can we make a Shanghai Declaration which took place in Shanghai last year. So I was invited with Mrs. Joanna Koch, who is the president and the founder of Women's Alliance here in Switzerland. And it really went well. I also had the chance to talk about something about HIV/AIDS because I'm an activist since 2002. So I talked about what I normally do with the youths, empowerment, AIDS awareness, and also teaching them how they're supposed to change their behavior. So we also had a chance to talk together with the students, and we came with a point that we're supposed to meet together again probably this week and try to see how we can motivate the youths, because there was one guy could see from United States, Ohio, who really impressed us, and he had a chance to recite a poem about the youths of today who are supposed to be the youths for tomorrow also, and we say that was a real good idea. So probably this year we are going to start up a youth empowerment all over the world and see how we are going to bring all the youths together and try to motivate and empower them. Day 3 was 23rd of May. And it was election day because this year the WHO was electing the president, the general director of WHO. And there were 3 guys contesting, including Dr. Tedros, who was coming from Ethiopia. And for sure at midday the election had just started, but before that the candidates had a chance to talk about their lives, about what they've done for the past years for WHO and who they've worked for and why they felt that they should be elected. So Dr. Tedros from Ethiopia was the one who started talking, and the talking was supposed to be just for only 15 minutes. So he talked. I never had a chance to listen to him because I was very busy also at the library at the WHO. But I'm sure he talked something good, what he's going to do for the whole world and especially African countries, because that's where we have a lot of problems in Africa. HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria. I had a chance to see Dr. Nabarro and the other lady from India talking and giving their speech. And I was really impressed with the three candidates because they both are qualified to be chosen, to be elected. And for sure they said what they're going to do. And at the end of the day, the election just started, and Dr. Tedros was elected. But before that, when I was going to WHO building, when I was at the United Nations outside, I was really impressed to see the Ethiopians who are really lifting the Ethiopians banner high. And that was their second day, because the first day it was on a Monday, and they were really impressed. They were really praising praising Dr. Tedros, saying that they are really satisfied with him and they would like him to be elected. And because of Africa, it was not only the issue of because Dr. Tedros is coming from Ethiopia, but they were just saying that this was time for Africa, and as Africa has to start to stand up for their own. And they were also impressed that there was a candidate from Africa. And I was also impressed, and I went there. Unfortunately, I never joined them for a long time because I had some issues to deal with at the WHO, meeting with the organizations that we had already set the meeting before that day. So I just talked to some of the Ethiopians, and I said I was also impressed, and I left them continuing to praise and talk really good about Dr. Tedros. So second day, they had T-shirts all in white with the name, with the green here written Dr. Tedros, and they were saying, "We love you. We would like you to be elected. We are really satisfied with you. And this time for Africa, it's time for Africa to stand up." And there were very many. So it shows that nowadays at least Africans are coming together, and they understand why their leader has to be elected. And they know also the issues facing Africa, because there are so many issues in Africa about corruption, about the medicine, about diseases. And we hope that Dr. Tedros at the end, who was elected, is going also to empower Ministry of Health in Africa, because these are the ones who are to make the right decision. Dr. Tedros is also going to have one-on-one conversation with African countries, leaders, and also the presidents, to see how some of the pandemic diseases, how they are going to cope up with it. For example, like HIV/AIDS, the tuberculosis and malaria, which has been there for a long time. So I was also impressed. But to be honest, I should say the other candidates, for example, like Dr. Nabarro, he was also a qualified candidate. This is really important and advantage for trans-Saharan countries, because it has been an issue with African countries when there's an outbreak for any disease, for example, like Zika and Ebola. We've been getting so much support and help from the West, like America, and the Europeans, who've been doing a very wonderful job, especially the scientists, who are also fighting hard, effortlessly, to get medicine which can really take care and make Africans, or make people who are suffering from these diseases, at least to pace down the rate of the deaths. Myself, I'm HIV activist, and we still have a big problem in Africa. I'm coming from Kenya, and the number of people living with HIV/AIDS is still high, though you cannot compare it for the past years, like 10, 15 years ago. But we still have to do a lot. We still have to follow up. We still have to talk about behavioral change of character. We still have to talk about how to educate our peer groups and to sit down with the people living with HIV/AIDS, both parents or even single parents, and see how we can come out together to help one another. And also the issue of the medicine, how they can take the correct dosage. For example, like every day they're supposed to take the medicine at the right time and the right medicine, and also how to get a balanced diet food. Thank you very much.